Hello and welcome to the Devon Recovery Learning Community's papercraft course, and this week we're doing papier mache cactuses. Papier mache is a really versatile craft, and once you get the basics of it you can make puppets and all sorts of things. So you're going to need some glue. Mod Podge is good, or watered down PVA is what I've got there. Scissors, toilet roll or kitchen roll inners, some kind of pot, like a plastic pot or that's a tin pot, some newspaper or other absorbent paper, and as I said, your glue. So first of all, we're going to take our inner tube and cut about 8 equal slits, about 1.5 centimetres all the way around the bottom. And then when we flare them out, it's going to stand nicely, and then we can secure it into the pot later on. So first of all, we need to take like a double sheet of newspaper, scrunch it up, not too tightly, but with a little pointy bit at one end so you can get it in the top of your toilet roll tube, like that. Not too uniformly round. I'm opening mine out a bit, making it go over to one side a bit because cactuses are quite wonky. And then we just start building up with layers of ripped up newspaper. Got plenty here. I've got my watered down PVA glue. There are recipes on the internet for making flour glue using water and flour. As I say, wallpaper paste is really good for this. Now then, if you've got any masking tape at home, you can use that to secure your ball at the top in place. I'm just dipping mine in the glue here. Actually, that gets it nice and soggy. And papier mache is a messy one. You do need to really let the glue and the liquid soak in so that separate pieces of paper start becoming one surface. I've got two bits stuck together here. But it's really forgiving doing things out of papier mache. You know, you can just add another layer if you get a hole. You can reshape things. And you do want to get it nice and soggy. You can lay a drier layer over the top of a really wet layer like I've done there. And then after a while it'll start coming together. There we go, I've gone all the way around the tube. You can really mash it into shape and just keep going. I've got my hands all stuck together now. There we go, we just keep going. I'm adding a bit more to the top there. Get a nice organic shape to that. Make sure all your little bits are down. There we go, just adding a bit more. And just keep doing this. That's just securing that ball in place. I think we only need a couple more layers now. A bit more around the body probably, but I need to get these flaps secured down at the side here. Now the smaller the pieces of paper, the more detail you get, obviously. Nice thin straight strips are a good idea. I'm a bit of a messy one. But, you know, it's very forgiving, and this really is a good thing to do with your kids or with other people. It's just really nice and accessible. You can make great puppets this way. And if you were to replace the middle of this with a plastic bottle instead of with a toilet roll tube, you can actually pierce a hole in the top and make it like an actual vase. Just keep smoothing it down. There we go, a couple more layers of the tin with the post. And you're not going to see any of this newsprint when it's finished either. Though obviously you could cover it in such a way you could still see the material. The packaging that comes in Amazon parcels, that brownish fawn absorbent paper is really good for this. Right, there we go. So now I'm going to add some ridges to the sides of cactus. So I'm taking a long strip of newspaper and I'm twisting it to make like a long rope. There we go. Again, this is really forgiving, so you don't have to be too perfect. In fact, to get the organic sort of bendiness of the cactus, the wonkier the better, really. There you go. We're just going to add it on. As you can see, I've made a right mess of the table. Make sure you put a proper covering down. There. Now to hold them in place, other than the wetness of the glue, I'm just adding a little more extra strip around to hold them in place. I'm going to do another rope now. And when we build this up a bit, they'll really start to take the form of the ridges on the side of the cactus. There we are. Now just leave that to dry and clear up all the glue. I'm going to clear some of the glue up by, there we go, getting that strip in there. And let's just secure these in place. I don't want it drying out and then coming away from the main tube. So I'm just going to nip that in there and there. Tap the bits down. Any bits that are sticking up, you want stuck down. Okay. Now I've got some green tissue paper and I'm going to use a little bit more of this glue I've got everywhere to just wet that. And I'm going to go over the top of my cactus. You can go back and cover any holes you might make. You can use your brush to make the ridges really indented in. And obviously, if you've got acrylic paint at home, or spray paint or anything like that, you don't have to use the green tissue paper. You should have had some of that in your pack. You can actually paint it once it's dry. I'm putting this tissue paper on when the cactus is still wet, but if you'd like to paint it, then let all the glue dry out and then do it. I really like the texture that the tissue paper gives the cactus. Oh, my fingers are really sticky now. I'm just pinching this all into place. Use your brush as a tool. Oh, look, I've got stuck to it. Give my hands a little wipe. There we go. Get some more paper, soak up some more of that mess I've made. Oh, look at that, lovely. That's it, we'll pop that on top. And cactuses are really wrinkly, creased things, so this gives it that textured look. If you want a much smoother effect, I'd recommend getting some paint and giving it a little paint. Right, so I've covered that and left it to dry. As you can see now, it's really nice and solid and it's stuck in its base. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of, I've mixed up a little bit of paint here, poster paint or anything like that, or permanent marker would also work, but what I'm doing here is taking a little bit of lighter green and just really a light dusting of paint along the tops of those ridges. It's going to really give the cactus a kind of a more 3D, although it is 3D, more 3D naturalistic look. Really smudge that in with your finger. Everything about this craft's a bit messy. There we go. And that is now beginning to look a bit more like a cactus. Just go around till you're happy. You could use yellow. I've used a light green, a little bit of white. There we go. Now it's starting to look cactus-like. So we'll leave that to dry again. Now then, I've got a little bit of tissue paper here that I'm just scrunching up. Dipping in a little bit of that watered down PVA glue and then just sticking a few little cactus flowers, just a little scrunched up ball all around my cactus. Of course, you could use more than one tube and create like a little group of cactuses. You could cut a hole and have a cactus going in, cactus sort of branch coming out the side. You can add whatever colour flowers you like. You could add little spikes with some cut off bristles of an old toothbrush, just glue them on. And there we go. That is our finished cactus. We look forward to seeing you in the Zoom meeting. Take care.